Father Rogers, you were one of the front runners in the last election. You feel you'll be out front again this time?
I don't have any notion and really don't expect to.
Yes, sir. Why, sir?
Oh, I really don't know, except that I'm not running for the job by any matter of means, and they're going to have a new nomination, and I might not even be nominated this time.
Sir, sir, is it true that many of your supporters probably switched to the front runner in the last after so many ballots had been taken? Do you feel that this possibly happened in the last election?
I don't have any idea how anybody voted. Can't imagine.
Was there any dissension among the local Episcopalians because they did go outside and bring in an outsider?
Some, I think, not a great deal. I don't think it's the diocese is not, split apart because of this. No.
What bearing will this have during the next election, sir? Do you feel that it will have some?
I haven't any idea. I would have guessed in the last election that we would not go outside the diocese, and we did. And I would have guessed that Bishop Rusack would have accepted, and he didn't, so I'm a poor guesser.
Let's take this little doll. This doll was seized under the Child Protection Act because it has hair that is inflammable. Also, the inside of the doll, the material from which it's made, stuffed, is very highly flammable. And of course, the little one playing with this doll near a stove or a cigarette or an open fire of any kind could cause the family to have some sort of disaster.
Surely. Is there any new legislation this year restricting toy manufacturers or making them safety conscious, shall we say?
Well, the Child Protection Act, which is not really new, it was passed in 1966, but it's ever present and very much, manufacturers are very much aware of the Child Protection Act.
What are some of the other things that you have that have already been seized that you have on display?
Well, I brought this along. This is, I like to call it look-alikes. On this side we have cereal, and on this side we have cracker balls. These are the fireworks type of things that children may confuse with a candy or cereal or something that looks like it. Mm-hmm. But they have bitten into this and caused teeth damage, and, well, you can imagine what the fireworks would do.
Surely, now, these are no longer on the market.
No, these things have been seized by the Food and Drug Administration and are no longer on the market.
What kind of advice would you give consumers when selecting toys this Christmas? What are some of the things that you would recommend that they do when selecting it?
Well, I'm sorry I don't have a ready-made answer for that, but I think perhaps to look for hazards, probable or potential hazards in toys. Just think of all the dangers that little people could get into with the particular toy.
9 Dallas social, welfare, and minority groups have been hard at work today on the finishing touches of a campaign they hope will keep downtown Dallas stores as empty on Monday as they are on Sunday. But the question of whether or not this boycott is successful, and indeed what actually determines success, may become the topic of the moment for this coming week. The groups, under the leadership of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, have called for the boycott because they say of the indifference of downtown Dallas leadership towards them. But curiously enough, the downtown city leadership has long been concerned about an unrelated general population indifference to shopping downtown. And though there have been campaigns to the contrary, one business source says that 60% of the shopping done in downtown Dallas is done by the people who work in the shops and offices here. So in the Christmas hustle and bustle, and the workers having to report to the office as usual, it may be difficult for the casual observer to tell whether or not the boycott actually works. And as to whatever psychological effect the boycott might have, perhaps only the downtown businessmen and the minority groups can tell. This is Teel Salaun in downtown Dallas.